Carla Byer has no aunts, no uncles, no grandparents on either side. No family at all.
Everybody has somebody.
Not her. As far as I can tell, she's as alone gets.
We sure as hell better get lucky with the bone marrow registry.
Yeah, I pushed them. They're gonna rush her tests. Can't someone just hold her hand or something?
Most isolation units are to prevent what's in there from getting out, but this is a reverse unit. It's designed to keep things from out here from getting in. Her immune system has degraded to such a point where anything she comes in contact with could be lethal.
Her oxygen levels are continuing to go down. Her temperature's on the rise.
How do her lungs sound?
Well, there's no clear signs of developing pneumonia, but with her white cell count dropping, it's only a matter of time before infection sets in. I think we should give her a transfusion.
I don't want to go there yet.
Can't you do something?
Try a round of GCSF and then Epigen first.
I'm coming up empty on any connection between the previous aplastic anemia victims and Carla's mom. No one in their families ever knew of them going into the bar where she worked, and no one at the bar recognized any of them as customers. The only victim connection to Angie Byer is to Carla and her father. There's a commonality between them and her hepatitis. I can't find it.
And that doesn't matter.
What are you saying?
Carla's dad was definitely aplastic, but not because of the mom. The mom died of liver failure caused by hepatitis C, which is a strain of the virus that does not trigger aplastic anemia.
All right, so we're screwed.
No, not totally. I ran a standard blood test on Carla, the mother and father. Type-wise, they don't match.
What does that mean?
Did you do a DNA comparison?
I tested 25 genetic markers on the mother, father, and Carla's DNA.
No, but these results don't match.
Well, how can that be?
They weren't her biological parents. She must have been adopted.
Which means that somewhere out there, Carla has a birth mother and father.
And they could be the bone marrow donors she needs to save her life.
Exactly.
All right, so how do we find them?
We need to find out where Carla was born, who handled the adoption, whether it was a public or private agency, whether it was an open or closed adoption. I'll start with Carla's adoptive father. He was a responsible one. If anybody would have records, he would.
Yeah, he was meticulous, all right. Filed everything.
You guys keep her alive. I'll find her birth mother.
All right, here we go. Check registers for the last 10, 15 years.
Great. Carla's about 10, so start there and look backwards. Look for any large checks made out to a hospital, a woman's name, a lawyer.
You think they bought this baby?
People desperate to have a baby will do almost anything. Unfortunately, the same goes for people desperate enough to get rid of one. Carla's adoption went through a little over 10 years ago. Her adoptive father's name was Clayton Byer, and her adoptive mother's name was Angela.
What do you mean was?
They're both dead.
Dead?
And their adoptive daughter will be too if we don't find her birth parents.
I don't understand.
The little girl is ill. She needs a bone marrow transplant or she won't make it.
And she needs it now. There's a chance if we can find her birth parents that their bone marrow will be a match and we can save this little girl's life.
Look, I'm sympathetic to your plight, but those records are sealed.
Well, then unseal them.
I can't do that.
This is a medical necessity.
Medical necessity or not, the law says I can't give you those records without a court order.
This little girl doesn't have time for a court order.
Eva, look, I understand that you're doing your job, but you have to understand that we're doing ours, and right now that means finding Carla's birth mother.
Maybe so, but for me, weighing that little girl's life against the confidentiality of her birth mother is not a decision I am empowered to make. That's up to a judge.
Judge Markham? It's Eva Rossi. Actually, it's been about 12 years, sir. I wouldn't have called, but I need your help. No, it's not about me. It's about a little girl named Carla.
You gotta be kidding me. Are you positive? No, thanks. Connor? Thanks, too.
I know that look, and it's not good.
That was a bone marrow registry. Carla came up negative for a possible donor match.
The growth factor leveled Carla's blood count for a while, but she's already showing signs of slipping.
So she's dying from a disease and we still can't find the source.
She's not the last victim. I just got a call from the Maryland State Health Department. They found 2 more cases of aplastic anemia that resulted in death. They happened in a town 30 miles north of Willamette called Riverdale. and they happened prior to the original 4 victims.
So not only are we fighting a non-contagious disease that's been spreading, we've been searching for its source in its wrong place. Frank, get to Riverdale. Find anything that ties the victims there to the victims in Willamette. All right.
I found Carla's birth mom. Her name is Cindy Weaver. According to her record, she was an unwed teenager who gave the child up at birth a little over 10 years ago. There's no mention of a father. She's married now. She lives at Covington Estates.
Sure, this is one knock on the door she wasn't expecting so soon.
Try one she was never expecting. On her surrender form terminating her parenthood, she checked the box that said she never wanted to be contacted regarding the child. Ever.
You guys are early for pickup, but just in time for cake.
No, we're not here to pick up any children. We're here to talk to Cindy Weaver.
Oh, it's Cindy Harmon. Just a sec.
Thank you.
Honey, door's for you.
Hi. Can I help you?
I'm Dr. Stephen Connor. This is Eva Rossi. We're from the National Institutes of Health.
Oh, what's going on?
We're here to talk to you about one of your children.
Is there something wrong with one of my boys?
It's not your boys. It's a girl. Your daughter.
Daughter? No, I don't have a daughter. I have 2 sons.
We were talking about the daughter you gave up for adoption a little over 10 years ago.
Adoption. And this is some kind of mistake.
She's very sick. She needs a bone marrow transplant to survive.
Well, you have the wrong person.
Your maiden name is Weaver, right? From Lexington?
I never had a daughter.
Honey, come on, we got a pinata to dance.
And they were just leaving. Good luck to you.
She's lying. And this is gonna prove it.
Hey. How's she doing?
Miles says she's a fighter. She's not gonna give up.
Sounds like someone I know.
If she does make it without family, it's not gonna be pretty. You don't get adopted at 10. You bounce around from foster home to foster home. It's just not fair. It's her, isn't it?
Cindy Weaver is Carla's mother.
DNA doesn't lie. How could a mother not want to help their child?
I have my theories, but don't get me started.
We need to get this woman in here, type her marrow. Carla needs her.
I'll get her here.
All right, including Carla and her father, we have 6 cases in Willamette. We now know there were 2 other cases before this, 30 miles north in Riverdale. 1 retired contractor, 1 college co-ed.
Add that to the background diversity of these victims in this local cluster. We have nearly every walk of life covered.
The only thing we don't have is someone alive to talk to see how these people all fit together.
We have one. A transfusion could give Carla enough strength to wake up.
A transfusion could also reduce her ability to accept a bone marrow transplant.
Connor, she's not creating any red blood cells as it is. And it's only a matter of time before her marrow shuts down completely. At least if we try this transfusion now, she may be able to wake up and tell us something that'll help us stop this thing.
Hey, see, I don't like the risk either. But the kid has a point. Even if we can't save her, maybe she can help us save others from the same fate.
Do it. Eva, whatever you do, make the sale.
I need to get to work.
And I need to talk to you.
I knew you'd be back.
Summa cum laude at Yale. Recruited by the cream of the Fortune 500 crop. An out-of-wedlock baby hardly fits into the plans of a high school sophomore going places like that.
I'll be the first to admit, I was young and stupid getting pregnant in the first place. The truth is, I was drunk at a party. I don't even know who the father was. So giving her up for adoption was the best thing for the girl, and yes, for me.
The girl's name is Carla.
Don't make it sound like I threw her in the trash or tried to sell her to the highest bidder. No, it wasn't like that.
She shares your gift for music, by the way.
I never saw her. When she was born, I forced myself not to look at her. I was afraid she'd look at me. I knew if our eyes met, I'd never let her go. They tell me she was adopted by good people.
She was one of the lucky ones. But her luck has run out. Both of her parents have died in the last few days. Her mother of a long-term illness, and her father of the same disease that's killing her.
You said something yesterday about a bone marrow?
She has aplastic anemia. It means that her bone marrow doesn't work, and she's not responding to medicine. If she doesn't get a transplant soon, she'll die.
Okay, you can't just walk in here and drop that on me.
Your husband and sons, they don't know, do they?
No, no one in this life does.
That's why I waited for them to leave.
And how do you expect me to explain this to my husband and to my boys with no warning that I created all of this based on a lie?
You don't have to tell your family. You don't have to look at Carla. But only you can save her life.